Welcome to Eventful Endeavors, secrets to crafting the perfect celebration. If you're planning an event and looking for useful tips from industry experts, you're in the right place. So get ready to take some notes and we'll dive right in. This is Eventful Endeavors.
Hello, this is Kathleen from Felix and Fingers with Eventful Endeavors, and I'm here with Ansel Guy. How are you, Ansel?
Everybody. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you. Ansel is an experienced event planner with Bear Brook Valley in New Jersey, where he's been bringing wedding dreams to life since 2019. Over the past 5 years, he's worked his way up from groom's attendant to assistant coordinator and then full-time wedding coordinator, and now event manager with over 180 weddings personally executed. That is so many weddings. His passion for curating seamless, beautiful, and personalized events shines through for every celebration. Wow. So yeah, with 180 weddings, you've probably seen and done it all. Do you have have you ever had to do like a last minute save that felt like a movie moment?
Absolutely. Okay, so quick story. Usually day of the wedding, we do a brief rehearsal with the wedding party. And during that time, I usually point out the best man and make sure that he has the rings. And I tell him, like, this is your one job. Everyone's going to be looking at you when it comes time for the rings, so make sure you have them in your jacket pocket. So went through my whole spiel this one day, took them through the entire ceremony rehearsal. We get to the actual ceremony, and when they call for the ring, he says out loud, "Oh, I hope I didn't forget them." And in my head, I was like, oh, he's just joking. He really has them in his pocket. And so he's looking around frantically, and then I realized he actually doesn't have the rings.
You had one
And so I'm
job.
like, where? Right, you had one job. One job. I'm like, where are the rings? So they were in our bridal suite, which is across the parking lot in another building. So I look over at my fellow coordinator, Becca, and I'm like, what do we do? So she sprints across the parking lot, runs to the bridal suite, finds the rings, runs them back over to where the ceremony is, and we have them there within like 5 minutes or so. They just kind of like stalled and bought some time while we got them over there. But after that, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I went to them. I was like, you had one job, dude. Like, what happened?
Oh my gosh. And this is the importance of a day of coordinator at the very least.
Right.
And also,
Right.
I know like on wedding days, I certainly get all my steps in when I try. You are running all over the place. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
What's the funniest or most bizarre request you've had from a couple?
It's the most bizarre request. I once had someone request to have baby pigs at their wedding.
Wow.
Yeah. We have a local farm that we partner with sometimes. And if the weather permits, we like to have, if it's possible,
Yeah.
we like to have live animals if we can. And so I learned that pigs are very temperamental, apparently, and they can only come out and enjoy the daylight if it's 70 degrees or above. So this one bride really had her heart set on having the teacup pigs here, but we couldn't make it work because the weather wasn't going to be warm enough on the day of her wedding, and she was so heartbroken. But we tried, and they just wouldn't bring them here day of. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, those temperamental pigs. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now I want to get remarried so I can have a pig as my ring bearer. That's amazing.
Right. How adorable would that be?
Yeah,
Right?
the pig would probably do a better job than that man of 100 you were just talking about.
Yes. He even had the rings.
I
Yeah.
love it. What's a wedding trend that you secretly wish would disappear? Do you have any of those?
Goodness. Yes. Garter tosses. They're always so awkward for everyone watching. It feels like it should be an intimate moment with the bride and groom, and it's never that. It's like this like Magic Mike display of like showmanship on the dance floor. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Like, let's not do that.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I don't know that I've done as many weddings as you, but I've done my fair share. And I don't think they're not as popular anymore. I don't tend to see
Yeah.
them.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, they're sort of
I'm
fading out of
glad they're
style.
phasing out.
We're still doing the
Yeah.
bouquet tosses, but the garter is kind of fading out of the way.
Yeah.
What is an underrated wedding detail that couples should focus on more? Is there something we're like forgetting to do?
That's a good question. I think couples should just focus on the atmosphere, the ambiance. I feel like sometimes people, they get hung up on like the color scheme or the flowers or, you know what I mean? But I feel like just like providing a really cool atmosphere for your guests to enjoy and for yourselves too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of overlooked. Like the overall entertainment, like, you know what I mean? I always say when your guests arrive, you want them to be wow. And so sometimes I feel like people can pay a bit more attention to like the overall atmosphere, like what music is playing, what the ambiance looks like. Yeah.
No, totally. Absolutely. It's important to keep in mind that big picture of how do you want to feel? What do you want to see? Yeah.
Right.
I love
Right.
that. How do you feel about DIY weddings? Is it a blessed disaster or like, is it a disaster waiting to happen or a blessing?
I personally feel like they are a disaster waiting to happen. I don't love a DUI situation
Leave it to the
only
professional.
because only because I feel like the couples should enjoy their day as much as possible. And if they are busy setting up like the ceremony space or the reception space, it takes away from the overall like getting ready, celebrating throughout the day. Leave the heavy lifting to your vendor team. Let us take care of that. You guys enjoy your day as much as possible, and then just come out and to take a look at everything once it's all set up.
Yeah, I have to agree. Leave it to the experts,
Right.
Awesome. Let's see. A question for you. And what was it? If you could plan your own dream wedding, what would it look like?
My own dream wedding would probably be very classic, very elegant, with like elements of like old Hollywood glamour. I love like a throwback to like, the golden era of Hollywood. So that would probably be like the vibe for my wedding for sure. Maybe like a Great Gatsby or like, I don't know, famous like movies or like cinema as yeah, it'll be really cool.
High glamour.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
it. Do you ever get emotional at weddings, or are you just like you're so focused on your logistics and you've got all you're the one that has to hold it together?
Right. So usually I can hold it together until we get to the parent dances during the reception. Like when we get to the father, daughter, and the mother, son, that's when I lose it. Because at that point, like the ceremony's over, like I can take a deep breath, you know what I mean? We're at the party section of the night. And then it's always a sweet moment to see like the bride and her dad or the groom and his mom. It's always a beautiful moment. And I'm always usually crying in the corner somewhere for sure.
No, 1,000%. We typically DJ our first dances just because if you've been listening to Taylor Swift sing the song, I might do a great version of it, but you might not want to hear me sing it in that exact moment or whatever
Right.
the artist might be.
Right.
But occasionally we do sing those first dances and I always have to look away. Look away. Don't get
Right.
emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to hear
I
me
know.
cry sing through
Whenever
the thing.
whenever they're dancing, I always think about like my parent dance at my wedding, what that'll be like, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be such a sweet moment for
I
me and my mom.
know.
So yeah,
And when the bride comes
yeah,
down the aisle every time. And like I've done a lot of weddings and every time it chokes me up.
I know.
Um
Yeah, it's
every
beautiful.
time. I did it wasn't a wedding, but I played at a country club event the other week and they had requested this song by Ingrid Andress, More Hearts Than Mine. And it's about how when you're dating someone, you meet the whole family. And then when they break up, you're breaking more hearts than mine is the hook. And
Oh,
I
that's so
know
sweet.
it's so sweet. And it was requested by like a girl who's probably 11, 12. She's like really big in the like tween demographic. And she was with her parents. And so during that song, the daughter was dancing with the dad and the mom was dancing with the son. And it's this beautiful song about families and love. And I nearly lost it. So it's sometimes hard to stay neutral at these emotional events. If you
For
could
sure.
be a guest at one of the weddings that you worked on, which one would it be? Do you have any like memories or details of a specific wedding that?
I do. The first one that comes to my mind was back in March of 2023. One of my favorite brides, her name is Karina. She used to be a cheerleader for the Miami Dolphins. And she was the sweetest bride. She surprised her groom with this really cool choreographed dance with some of her friends and former teammates from the cheerleading squad. They all came in and did this whole routine. And the groom was so surprised. It was probably one of the most fun weddings we've had here at the venue. And it was just a beautiful experience. And it always sticks out in my mind. And so that one for sure would have been the one that I wanted to be a guest at. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I have a borderline obsession with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, which is an unpopular thing to say in Jersey. I have been booed off stages.
I know, right? You
You
gotta be
cannot
careful.
talk about the Cowboys up here. This is Jets and Giants and
Yeah.
Eagles country. But
Mm-hmm.
I love watching the videos. They always do their little thunderstruck dance at all their weddings. It makes me happy. It makes me very happy. And just in general, whether it's teammates or like when we can get the dance floor packed with all of their friends from college or whatever it is, it just feels so good to like, because it's all about bringing people together. It's, of course, celebrating their marriage, but it's also bringing about all these groups together that are going to celebrate this couple and support them through the actual part, which is the marriage.
Right, right.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, have you ever had a wedding almost not happen? And how did you fix that?
Yes. So we almost had a wedding not happen. We had a blizzard here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 Februarys ago, we had a blizzard and I felt so bad. The bride was so sweet and all of her vendors couldn't get to the venue because it was a snowstorm. So like she didn't have hair and makeup day of, like her photographers barely got here. But her and her bridesmaids did their own makeup. They figured out they're here, and we got the DJ here eventually. So we were able to have things going. But it was touch and go for a while. We weren't sure what we were gonna do because like if our vendors couldn't get here, we wouldn't have anybody else besides like our staff, and like none of us are trained florists or like DJs or photographers. We can do our best, but we definitely can't do those things. So luckily everything came together and people got here eventually. But that morning was very, very stressful because we just had no idea. Like the roads weren't plowed yet. It was like snowing throughout the entire morning. And so, yeah.
Yeah. We always like for, if traveling the day before is always, always best if people can pull it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just never
Yeah.
know with winters. You really never know.
Yeah, for sure.
I got
Yeah.
married in Chicago. And so I was like, as much as I wanted a Christmas wedding, I knew that it just wasn't in the cards if
Yeah.
anything should happen.
And Chicago can be like brutal in the winter time, right?
Yeah. And it's so unpredictable. But I've been in Jersey for 2 years now, and I'm finding it a lot more pleasant than Chicago winters. But yeah, you never know
Yeah.
when those crazy things happen. And good for you guys for rolling with the punches. And for that couple, God
For
bless
sure.
them. That had to be so
Yeah.
stressful with all the other things.
Yeah. All things considered, she was a really cool bride. So it worked out for
Nice.
her. Yeah.
Awesome. Let me see. Okay. What would be your dream celebrity wedding to coordinate?
Well, she's already married, but if Beyonce ever got married again, I would love to coordinate her wedding. I would love to.
I like, and also the fact that their wedding was so, we still haven't, like nothing has leaked from that wedding.
Right, right. We still haven't seen the visuals yet.
We have no idea. We got visuals from Solange. I loved her pantsuit. I loved
Right.
Kate.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I don't want to brag, but I do have Cowboy Carter tickets.
Yes, so do I. I just got mine last week.
Are you going in Jersey? Are you going at MetLife?
I am. Yes.
I'm going with a
Yes.
friend, so we're going to be in DC, but boy, oh boy.
Okay.
So
fine.
Beyonce and Jay-Z, we'd have Blue and the
Yes.
rest or Blue, I guess at this point would be like a little matron, like a Mrs. of Honor. What do you call it?
Yeah.
A
Maid of honor at this point.
Yeah, junior bridesmaid would be,
Right.
and then, yeah, oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I can't, and their taste level too is just out of
I
this
know.
world.
It would be so impeccable. I
We
love
got to
it.
get them over to Bear Brook Valley.
I know. They were here. Jay-Z's nephew, last summer, I think it was, he got married at a venue like 30 minutes from here. And so they went to that wedding and I saw it later on social media. And I was like, they literally live like half an hour from where I work. Oh my God, why couldn't it have been my venue? You know what I mean? But it's okay.
I'm
It's
going
all
to
right.
put it into the universe that when
Yes.
Blue Ivy gets married, you'll handle that wedding.
There you go. Absolutely. Yep.
Indoor or outdoor weddings? What are your favorites?
Oh. Indoor for me personally, just because I like to control all the elements. And being outside, you can't control the noise or the weather. So I would love like a beautiful like indoor wedding with lots of natural light coming into the space. I feel like that's like a happy compromise. Yeah.
Yeah, and the air conditioner. But those outdoor weddings are truly beautiful. And you
Lovely.
just have a beautiful outdoor area. You guys do the best of both worlds, correct? At Bear
We
Brook?
do. Yeah, so we have the heart-shaped pond outside where most couples opt to get married. But then we also have like fully indoor ceremony space called the stables that is like more barn-esque. And then we have like a half outdoor indoor situation underneath our carport pavilion where it's like overhead it's covered with beautiful lighting, but it's still outside just in case it's like a light drizzle in the air. So yeah, we
Great.
can accommodate a few different situations.
And that has to be reassuring for your brides and grooms that, like, no matter what, even if it's not the outdoor day we planned, there's still beautiful
Right.
space inside. Um, you're not
Absolutely.
gonna have to deal with tents. You're not gonna, like,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
because even those I've been rained
Yeah,
on for
we
tents
did a
before.
few tented weddings. We did a few tented weddings during the pandemic, and those were not fun.
No, I know, and like, and when they do rain, the rain will like gather in the, so it's great to be at a venue like yours that's already set, knows the protocol,
Right.
what's going to work best for you. And you guys have such beautiful outdoor views and space, but like you said, the indoors
Thank you.
is just as gorgeous. All right, let's see. If you weren't a wedding coordinator, what job would you have?
I probably would work in fashion, maybe. Yeah, I'm kind of like known here at the venue for like my fits
Yeah.
and putting myself together. So yeah, I probably maybe would work in fashion, maybe be a stylist. I've always like dressing other people as well. So
Mhm.
maybe that would have been a path that I would have chosen.
Amazing. I mean, from all the pictures that I've seen, like on your website and everything, you do like very chic.
Oh,
Then let me
thank you.
go into another question based
Yeah.
on your fashion. What do you think that there's like the perfect wedding outfit? Like, do you have any tips for wedding?
Oh, I say the perfect wedding outfit as a guest should be something that's appropriate to the venue, but also should like showcase your personality, like incorporate maybe like a fun color, comfortable shoes for dancing. But yeah, I say people should always like express themselves when it comes to their clothing, whatever you're feeling, especially if it's going to be like a fun summer wedding, you can incorporate lots of color. Or if it's like more of an elegant, like winter wedding, velvets, nice textures. I think those are, yeah, you can't go wrong as a guest. I feel like just as long as you don't wear white, you know what I mean? Stay away from the light colors. But
Or even
apart from that,
light,
I
like
think you should
pink,
be
light lilac. You gotta stay
right,
away.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Take a picture of yourself and see how it reads before you decide on that outfit, just because it might look differently in the lighting when you get to the venue. I've seen some dresses that are like light pink or light blue and they kind of photograph white when the lights are down. So be mindful of that. But then I say just have fun and express yourself and wear something comfortable to dance in.
Yeah, you don't want to have your feet out on the floor at the end of the night.
Right.
Or maybe
Right.
you do.
Yeah, I don't love that. Yeah, yeah, to each his own.
Or people have like the baskets I've seen of like flip flops or like we know
Right.
you're gonna
Yeah, exactly.
dance. I've also made the mistake of not knowing what the bridesmaids were wearing and accidentally wearing the same color.
Yeah, that's important. Like I recommend to my couples to put the color scheme on their wedding website so
Mhm.
people can see that ahead of time so they can plan accordingly for sure.
Yeah. And especially because I find more and more wedding parties are going with one color but different dresses. So it's
Hmm.
you don't necessarily want to blend in as a bridesmaid when you're a vendor.
Right. Right.
Like, I guess there's one more song I missed, or one more question I missed, which is about a song. What is your most
Mhm.
overrated wedding song?
Gosh. Okay. I would have to say it's a beautiful song,
Mm.
just to preface, beautiful song. But if I hear it another time, I might just like lose my mind. It's My Wish by Rascal Flatts for like a parent dance.
Mm-hmm.
Circling back to that, like if I hear that song one more time, like, there are other beautiful songs. My Wish is just like great, but like pick
Yeah,
another song to dance to your parents with your parents too, please.
no, totally. And that's the thing is like for us, yeah, we've seen it all, we've heard it all, but it's still like it's the first time for them and it's magical for them. And so it is like, yeah, I'm singing this song for the thousandth time, but it's also
Mhm.
your first time. So I'm going to sing it as
Right,
though it is the most special song that has ever existed.
right,
All
okay.
right. Well, I think that is all of my questions. Do you have anything else you want to share before we get out of here?
Well, I would just say for anybody who's looking to find a beautiful venue to get married at, check us out at bearbrookvalley.com. We're on Instagram at Bear Brook Valley, on TikTok at Bear Brook Valley. Yeah, so just like follow us on social media, check us out. We're currently undergoing a beautiful renovation here at the venue, so stay tuned for some updates, for freshening things up for this spring, for this wedding season, and yeah, just stay tuned.
Nice.
Fun things are coming for
And
sure.
if they book at Bear Brook Valley, does it include someone like you to take them through their day? Do you include planners with
It
your...
does, yes.
Okay,
So
great.
I am the event manager here at the venue. I have a coordinating team of 3 amazing coordinators here. So
Great.
between the 4 of us, we do the initial sales tours. We're here throughout the entire planning process, and we're also here on the day of the wedding to execute everything for our couples too.
And that, once again, is invaluable. Well, everyone get married at Bear Brook and have Ensel make
Yes,
sure all of your
please.
details are perfect, or one of his amazing teammates.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, it was so great to talk to you, and hopefully
You as
I'll
well,
see you
Kathleen. Thank you for
soon.
having me.
Anytime.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Eventful Endeavors, Secrets to Crafting the Perfect Celebration. We hope to have left you with some actionable ideas for your own event. If you like the show, please subscribe and definitely leave us a review. We read every comment. So until next time, happy planning and see you soon on Eventful Endeavors.